The thing with lists is, and I laugh at myself because I catch myself doing, so I know I'm doing this, but it still makes it. But I've come to peace with it. It actually helps me. Is
Yeah.
I'll have my list, and then if I do something that's not on the list, I've got to add it to the list and give it a tick anyway.
Yeah. Yes. Of
Which is
course you
just so,
do.
yeah, that's it.
You did it, didn't you? Just because you forgot to add it
I
earlier
know.
has got nothing to do with it.
I know, and because my list doesn't feel complete. Like at the
Yeah.
end of the day, if I, it would worry me because I think to myself. So this was years and years ago when I
Yeah.
first noticed this about myself. I
Mm.
think that wasn't part of the list, so you can't add it to the list because that wasn't the purpose of the list. But then at the end of the day, when I look at my list, because then if there's any leftovers on your list, obviously you've got to put it on the next day. You've got to start a new
Mm.
list for the new day.
Yeah.
It would cause me anxiety because I'd look at it and I think, but my list isn't complete because I didn't put that other thing that I
Yeah.
did down and tick it. And
No.
so over time, I gave myself permission. It's okay to add to your list and give it a tick.
Yeah. Yeah. You still did it. I'm with you on that one. Totally. We wouldn't normally tell anybody else.
But that's one
So,
of those embarrassing secrets, isn't it?
yeah,
That you
it
add
is.
to your list. Then at the end of it, so it actually looks like your list was bigger than it was. But
Yeah,
it
but you
gives you a
still
sense
did the
of achievement.
task.
You did
Yeah.
it, and it gives you a real sense of achievement because you look at it and you think, "Oh, look how much I got done."
Yes. Yeah.
And that
And I
only
don't
took,
know.
4 hours or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've noticed something odd with remembering lists. So I do my shopping list on notes, and it's not as effective because I find that if I've written down my shopping list with handwriting, I will remember it better. Even
Mm,
if I
mm,
leave the list at home,
mm,
I'll remember it better. And
mm,
that's that part of your brain that remembers that you've visually seen it,
mm,
you've heard it, or however you process in your brain, and you've got the tactile.
mm,
So,
mm,
yeah,
mm.
so that's
That's
something
why
odd
I
I
was
picked up years
wondering,
ago.
when we were talking about the spreadsheet earlier, that's why I'm
Mm,
wondering whether for my idea generation, whether I'd be better off with a notebook. But beauty of a spreadsheet is it's easier to sort.
mm,
It's easier to just put in control F and
mm.
find a word or that,
Yeah.
like, because if you've got hundreds and hundreds of ideas, then I just wonder if I'd find that hard in a notebook to find again.
Mm.
But I
Um,
also think the process of the whole writing thing is beneficial.
this is a view of what I scribble. This is from a few weeks ago when we're talking or when I've got
Mm,
ideas. So, is it possible to have a scribble pad and the
mm,
spreadsheet? Because the scribble pad will embed it in your brain better if you
mm,
think, if your brain uses
mm,
data like mine, and you've still got access to it and you know it's on that spreadsheet. So,
mm,
yeah.
mm,
So I've got a
mm.
recipes one. I've got a one that's specific on a particular book that I'm going to write later. Um, yeah,
That's your spreadsheets or your
yeah,
notebooks?
spreadsheets. Yeah,
Spreadsheets, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
mm.
Mm, mm,
And sometimes if I'm not near a computer, I'll always have a piece of paper and or a notebook and a pen, so I can
mm,
jot things down and look at it later. So,
mm,
and it's that whole thing with the brains where, for me, like, mine never stops until I go to
mm,
sleep. And then some of the
mm,
dreams I'm having sometimes are pretty out there. And I'm not on
mm,
anything psychedelic, but there's always different thoughts going through.
mm,
Like, it's just constant. So
mm.
you've got to get some of it down, or, yeah, that sense of loss. You lose the
Oh, I know
idea, you lose the.
I know you get anxious
Mm,
because you can't quite remember what was it I was thinking about, or the end
yeah.
of the day will come and because I'll get this idea, I'll think something, and then I'll think, shivers, because you're involved in something else. It's like I've got to come back
Mm,
to this, And
Yeah.
then I'm a bit distracted from the current task
Yes.
because I know that by the time it comes at the end of the day, I might have
Mm.
lost some of the momentum
Yeah.
of the idea.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Of course, something else you can use is post-its.
yeah, I could, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Because I
whether that
use
would
that.
work. Mm,
I use that sometimes I don't know what they were about, or I've added something, or I've written down a value of
mm,
something. So sometimes I end up with a couple on my desk. But
mm,
yeah.
mm,
Um,
mm.
what was
Anyway,
this
we'll
one?
see how I
Yeah.
go with my spreadsheet. That's
Yeah.
helped so far to, well, I'm just really pleased that I've moved along in this little project that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
so that's
And it
good.
pays to, yeah, it pays to recognize what you're achieving.
Mm, Well, I just want this finished. Like, it's been a project that I've been working on for over a year. It's time that
Yeah.
it was completed.